Thanks for your likes, your comments, and let's start. Let's talk about stop surviving. Let's talk about how to start living and leave that mentality of surviving behind. How many times in your life you have felt like you're just surviving the day? Put a thumb up if that's you. How many times have you felt that you're at a job that gives you money, but it doesn't motivate you? Or you don't even like it? Put a thumb up. Have you felt that you're trapped in a friendship or a love relationship just because of the children, or because you are afraid of ending it? Have you ever felt that you were given a diagnosis and you have no choice but to accept it? As my 101 student told me once, the doctor told me that I had to get used to this new debilitating life where my body is in constant pain 24/7. Get used to, adapt. Get used to is a phrase that I hear a lot in people that come to me sick with an autoimmune disease or with another health issue. And they tell me, I get used to the pain. I got used to taking medications every day. I needed to get used to living differently, adapting my life, and not be able to do all what I want. Getting used to or adjusting to a new situation is something that I remember very well. And not just once, but many times. Getting used to the permanent bone pain caused by my rheumatoid arthritis because I didn't know any better. I faithfully believe in doctors' diagnosis. Every doctor told me the same. It is an autoimmune disease. Apart from rheumatoid arthritis, I had Sjogren disease. So one started and developed the other. While doctors said, well, autoimmune disease is forever. So the best thing that we can do for you is help you to manage the symptoms. But this is incurable. I trusted, I believed it, and I adjusted to that truth. I looked it up on internet to know what would happen to me. And it was awful. My emotional system tried hard to hold the new reality. But I had problems at work, with my husband, with my newborn baby. Getting used to crying every day at work because of how bad things were. Getting used to being unhappy in a marriage because I told myself I have children and I have to keep on going. If I separate, they will judge me, or I would think it was my failure. That is why just keep on going. How further we keep on going just to complete or fulfill the expectations of others that have become our own expectations. Getting used to always having to try to do things perfectly, carrying a great burden of perfectionism, because deep down, I was looking for attention. I was looking for love. I was looking to stand out because being alone did not bring me enough attention or love. Are you surviving? Do you feel that you are surviving? What is your reason? Children, marriage, the death of a loved one, changing your life completely by moving to another country, or surviving an illness, and think that we have all gone through something at some point of our lives. We have all felt survival. Aren't we all survivors? I ask you again, have you ever felt like a survivor in your life? Put a thumb up if you have recognized yourself feeling as a survival. If your answer is yes, it means that you realize it, that you're conscious about it. Maybe in those moments of survival, you didn't think about it. You just lived. Tired, unmotivated, physically exhausted, like lifeless body. You kept on going. On those times, you generally lose weight because you abandoned yourself, or the reverse, you gain weight to protect yourself since the body feels like it's in a state of emergency. And depending on whether or not we wake up from that survival stage, the body gets sick. Burnout, how some people call it. Immune disease, diabetes, cancer, lymphoma, and many others. The immune system collapses. Colds all the time, ulcers, kidney stones, intestinal problems. Every virus that is around, you get it. Diarrhea, constipation, migraines, depression, anxiety attacks. These are all normal results of a body that have given you millions of previous warnings without any success of being heard. As much as the power of our mind tell us to keep going, come on, you can do it, keep on going, because there are so many expectations that we need to fulfill. We need to be, we need to act, we need to serve, we need to be there for others. We need to achieve, have a certain standard. The body will try desperately to call your attention. And if you don't hear it, the body will stop you. And this can be very scary because could be the last call. Feeling like you are surviving is not believing and not knowing that there is an alternative, and being trapped not only in the current situation but in the current mentality, which is the same mentality that got you there in the first place. Therefore, it is very difficult with that mentality to get out of there. I once woke up from that situation and thought, I have everything. Why I'm not happy yet? I had no idea how to get out of there. But you know what? When you get the conscious, you catch yourself feeling like a survival. You're aware. And when you're aware, even though you don't know how to get out of there, I want to tell you that you have a choice. And never forget this. You are free to choose to go out of there, out of that survival mode. And I found it that with that thinking that I created that survival mode. How on earth I will go out of there? I didn't know how. And this was years, many years of my life. I wanted to get out of there in that moment, immediately. So I needed to change my mind. How? I asked for help to change my victim mentality. The level of self-love that one has is also involved. It regulates in your mind what you deserve or do not deserve to be living. In my case, if I had loved myself a little at that time of my diagnosis, I would have gone out to the world seeking for healing. But instead, I was frozen. And I simply followed the instructions of my doctors and follow the process that one do after being diagnosed from an autoimmune disease. You follow a process, you follow the medication, and there's like a protocol. Because I was destined to die, there was not a day that I did not think about death or was afraid of what it will be like and when it will be. What will happen to my kids? This is what I got used to. I got used to live in immense physical pain 24/7. I learned to never trust my body, much less in my immune system. I learned that I could not longer plan further. I learned that I could not have big dreams because everything would end soon. I had to get used to that this was my new life. Get used to not being happy in my marriage. Get used to my life, my body was a burden. I learned to be constantly checking in with the doctors, constantly taking medication. But what happened if instead of getting used to the disease, getting used to the treatments, to the medication, to completely change your life and stop doing what you love and being restricted by your body? What if instead of getting used to all of that, I had learned to heal? What if I had learned where my illness truly come from, beyond just genetics, because my autoimmune disease was genetic? What if I had learned to eat in a way that heals my body? What if I had learned to love myself, forgive myself, and accept myself fully? What if I had learned that I could design my own life? What if I had learned that marriage is a partnership for life, but only if both people choose to be there? What if I had learned that life is easier than we imagine, and happiness can be simpler than the endless list of requirements we've been taught to live. And that we believe we need. Imagine if I had learned to truly listen my body, to give it the attention it deserves, instead of pushing it with medication. If I had learned all of this, I would have healed immediately. But my mind didn't know. You don't know what you don't know. I didn't have the right information. I didn't love myself enough to break the old patterns, to break that victim mind setting. We're so afraid of having moments of weakness. We're afraid of swimming against the current. We're afraid of looking inside ourselves. But if we don't, we'll never truly know who we are, nor we will be able to enjoy the wonders we carry within. After 12 years, I healed completely. And I can tell you this: life is far more beautiful than it was painted for me. Life is much easier when you can trust your body. Life is much easier when you can think independently without following the masses or doing what others tell you. If everyone follows what governments, the food industry, or the pharmaceutical companies say, we will continue seeing the current rates of diabetes, cancer, Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, and all kinds of immune diseases that were unheard of before. The cases are getting closer and closer to us. They're not longer just in someone that know another. Now, it's more and more happening to friends, to family, and even to us, that we're being diagnosed with cancer or rare diseases. What is your adaptability index? What is your self-love index? What is your personal acceptance index? What is your forgiveness index? Your happiness index? Well, rate yourself 1 to 10. 1 the minimum, 10 the maximum. Where are you? If you feel a survivor, that you're barely floating today, probably those index are very low. And if that is the case, if you're less than 5 in one of these questions, I have a message for you. Get out of survival mode, and I'm gonna tell you how. I urge you to act before it's too late. I ask you to seek forgiveness and forgive yourself. Look for new possibilities and seek help from someone who has already walked the path you want to take. I have done it myself. I have asked for help. If not, I would be probably dead. You might feel tired now, lacking strength and determination, because when you're surviving, it's exhausting. So your brain is not working properly. You're not sleeping well. You're not even fulfilling the basic human necessities, needs. But believe me, when I say this, you have much more strength than you realize. You have everything you need. It's just been deactivated by your mind and the patterns imposed on you since childhood. That is why You can't afford to miss my coming masterclass. Heal your heart. In it, you will discover the strength you need to stop merely surviving. Say yes to yourself, to respect your body, and find the courage to say no to everything that has kept you stuck in this survival mode and damaging your health. If you want to feel love for yourself as never before, register now. I will tell you a secret. For all the ones that are already in my insider list, check your email. You will get a secure spot in this masterclass and the best price for only 48 hours, so you need to act fast. But you have to be in the insider list. If you're not yet in the insider list, run and get in. You can go to my bio or just ask me the link to register the insider list. You are always going to receive the best offers, the gifts, the bonus, and know everything what is happening behind the scenes, what I'm doing, what I'm growing, what I'm learning. If you want to be in this masterclass, heal your heart, to stop surviving and start freaking living finally. Don't miss that. Don't miss this amazing masterclass. Be in the insider list, get the best price, get the best offer, secure your spot. If not, you will get the regular price, but still is super available for you. Stop surviving, start living, and get in the masterclass, Heal Your Heart. Love you. See you next week. Ciao.